Hello everyone, welcome back to True Oracle Tarot. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. If you feel connected to this reading or know anyone who may need to hear this message, also for the algo to push it out to reach others who may need to hear this reading. Thank you. This reading is for Capricorn, November 2025. We'll start. I'm going to do three separate readings for Capricorn. One will be general, the second will be money, and the last will be love for November 2025. I'm going to shuffle the cards. For the general reading. Okay, we'll pick 7 cards. This first card is the 7 of Swords. The second is the 9 of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Three of Pentacles. The 2 of Cups. Wow, the 10 of Pentacles. And final, the Empress. Your general outlook here, Capricorn, suggests you've been on a complex journey. We'll start with the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords often indicates you or someone around you is being deceptive, or there's some trickery or deceptiveness around you, or for which you need to be strategic, okay, and how you make decisions, how you approach with caution. Only you know what's going on around you, so and you would know exactly what I'm talking about here. You have to be strategic and cunning. Even be proactive in a situation. If you know something is going to take place that may be a negative effect on you, be proactive. Cut it off before it starts. It may suggest also that someone in your life is not being honest with you. It could be a significant other, a child, a boss, a friend, not honest in a certain situation, or may try to outmaneuver you. This could actually be a coworker for like a promotion or something along those lines, or even a competitor. If you're a business person, competitors trying to outmaneuver you in a situation with some clever tactics. It's also telling you to move forward, right? This is your first card of your journey, right? The Swords, you end with the Empress. So it's the first card of the journey, and it's telling you to move forward from the situation, whatever it is. Put it to rest. Nip it in the butt and put it to rest. Protect yourself also. It also suggests that you may have to be a bit dishonest to protect yourself and or your family, your business, your livelihood, your personal security also. If you're in a situation with divorce, or parent, if you're going through some kind of parental battle with another parent for custody or something like that. I'm actually picking up that a lot of that happening. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. I'm picking up a lot of different energies. Um, but this parental battle could be custody, divorce, something like that. But be smart, right? Be smart. Um, you may have to. I don't tell people to be dishonest, but um, do what you need to do to protect yourself and your family, right? I'm not knocking anybody for that, but make sure it's the correct thing you're doing, the correct move. Don't do it to be malicious or wicked or anything that would deliberately hurt someone. Don't do it. Don't do that. If it's protection for you and your family, well, that's a different story. But don't lie if you have to go to court or anything like that. Avoid those things. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying it shows that you may have to be a bit dishonest to protect yourself and your family. Once you come to terms with whatever this thing is done, please move forward. Put it behind you. Do not harbor on it. Please put it behind you. If it's obviously if there's children involved, it's going to be a bit hard, but that part of your life you can put behind you and just move on, right? Now, moving on from the Seven of Swords, you move to the Nine of Pentacles, right, in your journey. Because you stop thinking about the past, whatever it is, whatever issue this card represent in your life. Move on from it now. Let it go. Don't harbor on it. Don't think what if. There's just no what ifs. If you keep harboring on it, you might manifest it. Get that energy out of your mind and in your energy field. The Nine of Pentacles here, things are changing. It represents change, okay, for you. Change for the better for your life. Your life is improving. The Nine of Pentacles points to success for you, right? So you're moving on from a challenge, and is saying that whatever it is that you have here, you'll be successful, but you're moving on from to face success in your life, in your endeavors. So you're going to reap the rewards of your hard work, or from the challenge or the challenges that you've been facing so far in your life. The Knight of Pentacles point to success, right? Success, self-sufficiency, independence. Again, divorce, separating from a parental battle, whatever it is, you're going to be independent. You're going to move on from it. You'll be able to move on from this challenge and have some joy for a change. Enjoy life's pleasures. It could also mean you're in a current phase where you are or you're going to be you're moving on to a phase where you're going to start reaping rewards, right, of your hard work, enjoying a sense of security and stability now, because whatever it is over now. It's over, right? If it was sucking money from you, it's done. Doors will be open. You will notice that doors that were once closed for you is just swinging open. All you have to do is just walk up to the door, turn the knob, and open it and walk through. Now is a good time to start new projects, start a business if it's been on your mind, if it's something that you've been wanting to do, or even go back to school, get a certification or brush up on your certifications, come up to date on technology, new technologies for your field. you know, it's odd because, well, it's not odd, but it makes perfect sense because since Pluto moved out finally from Capricorn, I don't talk astrology when doing readings because I read energy. However, for the last 16 years, right, since 2008, starting 2008 to 2024 to be exact, Capricorns have been brutalized by Pluto. Then, with Saturn amplifying the effects from 2017 to 2020, Pluto, oh my God, the next return to Capricorn is in the year 2254, thank God. That's 230 years. That's like what, 3, 4 lifetimes, maybe 5? You know, so good for you, Capricorn. Moving to the Five of Cups in your journey. The Five of Cups, on the other hand, is a card of loss and regret. Just be careful of the decisions you're going to be making, right, from your success here. We might sometimes become a bit arrogant and careless. So just be careful. It's also, it represents emotional pain. It could be from this Seven of Swords, something lingering. It might indicate also that you're just feeling down from recent setbacks. Again, could be stemming from the Seven of Swords, or a missed opportunity because you were focused on something else and you just couldn't move on to or take up the opportunity. Focus on what you've and you're focusing on what you've lost. Stop doing that now. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's done. It's over with. Sometimes, you know, we go back in our heads and we search for God. What can we have done? We can't change the past. You know, so just move on from it. Some of you may be experiencing or will be experiencing a loss of a loved one, I'm sorry to say, or a friend, or even a long-term relationship. Allow yourself to grieve, okay? But you have to move on. However, you do that in your time frame, right? The longer you remain in a certain energy, it takes you longer to get to your Empress. Don't get stuck with regrets or, what ifs of beating up yourself for mistakes or bad decisions. Just grow from it and move on the best way you can. If you're bitter from a bad relationship, cut the cord. Don't get stuck in low vibrational energy. Don't do that, because you can set yourself back. It will hinder your outcomes. It will slow you down, and you don't want to manifest what you don't want in your life, right? Things that you don't want. You don't need more issues or problems or negative things to take place. We all fight with that, right? We fight with our subconscious. So our subconscious, we have to constantly, it's a constant battle. Try to think about something that made you happy. A child that was, if they're older, when they were young, things you used to do together, a happy time in your life, maybe with friends, you vacationing, something, a pet, something. Just try to, if you find yourself thinking negative, just try to refocus yourself to something positive, okay? Or think about your goal, your long-term goal. If you want a car, focus on you driving the whatever car it is think about the color, the inside, the smell. Think about that. Or money, looking into your bank account and seeing your money and buying your house or your car or your whatever it is that you want to get, material possession. Think of that. Move out of that negative energy and think of that. Focus on your end goal. And then moving on to your Three of Pentacles. This represents teamwork, collaboration, and the importance of learning from others. It suggests that, working with a group or seeking guidance from mentors could be beneficial to you. You'll grow closer if you're looking for mentorship from like a supervisor or someone that is already successful. It can open doors for you. And as you do that, you move on to your Two of Cups. Right? When you learn what you need to learn, you're growing, right? And then you attain harmony, partnership, mutual attraction. It could indicate a new beginning also, right? Of a new relationship or strengthening an existing relationship that you may have. The importance, it also tells you to balance your life, balance the work, the relationship, and anything else that you have in your life. You must have some balance, apply some balance to it, because it'll put pressure. If it's in balance, you'll start feeling the pressure, and you don't want that. You just escape this. It also is saying, look, play your cards right. And you'll see some serious or significant transformation here also. Growth, right? Because this is what this journey is basically, it depicts your growth in a space of time. Remember, in the spiritual world, time does not exist. I always tell people that, yes, this reading might be for November, but it may not mean anything to you until it happens. It may happen in December, it may happen in January, but it will happen. So now we're moving on to the 10 of Pentacles, your journey. And here you arrive at the 10 of Pentacles, Capricorn. 10 of Pentacles represents success and wealth. It implies long-term stability. After the 16 years, this is so welcome. I know Capricorns is like a breath of fresh air finally for you. Stability, legacy, inheritance, something birthright. It could be money, money from an inheritance, promotion in your job, new business, a new job, but it's money. It's more money. Hey, if you win the lottery, congratulations, because it represents basically a lot of money, a lot of success. It could be some long-term investments that might pay off. All that you have set out to achieve, you have achieved it, is basically what the 10 of Pentacles is saying. What you have started on your journey to achieve, you will achieve it. But you have to stay on your path. There's people who may set out on their journey and they're on the right track, but may get stuck somewhere else. And some people remain stuck. Sometimes people's point B, it doesn't change. They're going to be successful, but become stuck in their head or become stuck in darkness. Sometimes we invite people, could be friends that has bad influences, bad dark energy. could be a lover, even could be family, and we just get stuck in one place, you know? So this represents success. You stay on your path, you'll be successful. It will pay off. Maintain your momentum. But remember to give back also. Give back to the less fortunate. That also helps, you know, it helps with the energy, the good energy. But don't do it because, you know, do it because it's the right thing to do. And also, you know, the Ten of Pentacles also say everything that you've won, you've achieved. So you've would arrive at a place that you've done it. You've done it. The goal that was in your head, you've achieved it. So you may, at the Ten of Pentacles, you may be creating new goals, right? And finally, you've arrived at the Empress, which is nurturing, right? From the Ten of Pentacles, you move on. Now you have the time to nurture. Nurture, it represents nurture and fertility and abundance. It's also signifies a period of growth and creativity and strong emotional connection. It you can also be in a phase where you are nurturing yourself and others, or that you are surrounded by beauty and pleasure. Right? She's just there. She's like, you know, I'm just sitting, I'm just chilling. I got my Ten of Pentacles, you know, now I'm just gonna kind of relax. Congratulations, Capricorn. After 16 years, your success is well deserved. You know, together, all these cards suggest, in its order, suggest that it involves navigating life, navigating all the things that's coming to you in your life, right? Navigating challenges with strategy and wisdom, enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? Finding balance in relationships also. The reading, you know, also highlights the importance of collaboration. There's strong growth here for you, Capricorn, supported by the energy from the Empress. Okay, so that is the general reading for Capricorn. We're moving on to money. I know you like to hear that, Capricorn. Money. So this is the money portion of the reading. We have the Six of Cups. I don't know if you can see that. The Six of Cups. The Fool. The Emperor. Trying to keep it straight. I know some of you like, keep it straight. The Hierophant, the Hermit, sorry. The Tower. The Tower is, it's not scary. It's just the beginning of new things. Again, look at this, the Knight of Pentacles. This is money. And last, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this as you can see, the journey here with money, it's stemming from your general reading, it shows also continue on the path of growth, right? The Six of Cups is, you're being a bit nostalgic, is what the Six of Cups is saying. Six of Cups are saying, reminiscing about the past, childhood memories, revisiting past experiences that you need to be careful of, make sure it's not negative. It's also, you're thinking about past relationships or comforts. Just, to stabilize you in the future, in your present. It might be like what I said in the general reading. If you find yourself thinking negative, revisit a good memory or memories from your past. That's what this card is saying to you in money. So if you're having a little challenge with money, although the last general readings show that you have the Ten of Pentacles, it's you're gonna get it. You're gonna achieve it. It's just saying, take some time and just reminisce, just clear your energy. It can also represent to reconnect with friends. Maybe, with all the hard work, you're not getting out much. Try to reconnect with friends a little bit. Go out, have a guy's night out or a girl's night out, and just relax and let loose, not too loose, but loose where you can, just wind down. And then you move on to the Fool. This signifies new beginnings. The Fool, as you can see, he's out on his journey, just, totally oblivious to the rest of the world. It's suggesting also to take a leap of faith. If there's a new business opportunity, a new job, take the leap of faith. Move on if you need to. Sometimes if we're in a job for too long, we feel guilty, right? Like, oh my God, this place is a living hell. I can't stand anymore. I can pull out my hair. I'm like literally aging overnight from this job, but we feel a sense of responsibility to the people there, our coworkers. Listen, think about your own money, because if they had an opportunity that offers more money, they would take it. Okay? It doesn't, just because you leave, it doesn't mean you can't remain friends with them, right? So you're gonna stay on your journey with an open mind and open heart. Be ready for whatever comes your way. The Fool also encourages taking risks, right? And embracing the unknown. You're stepping into a new chapter of your life with optimism, right? Your positive thoughts with optimism and a willingness to explore new things. That is amazing. And then you move on to the Emperor. The Emperor symbolizes structure and authority, safety, and stability. So this is how you're feeling. It suggests that you're seeking to establish a solid foundation because of your new goals, your new aspirations, whatever it is that you have. Perhaps it's your personal or professional goal, professional life. Maybe, we have weight loss goals or health goals or whatever goals that we may have, whether it's a new fashion trend we're going to start up, or you're just switching careers, right? This can also represent, from the Fool, you might be switching careers also, or considering switching careers, but I believe you're most likely are going to switch careers. It calls on you, or tells you also to, take responsibility and lead with strength and wisdom. Be disciplined also. You must remain disciplined and orderly. have your paperwork orderly. Some of you have organized chaos. And if you're going to interview, please don't wait till the last minute. Okay, and if you're proceeding into a presentation, an interview, something where you need to have your papers ready, please organize them. Don't be scrambling the last minute looking for these papers. Like I said, organized chaos. Sometimes we think we have it all nice and neat away, and then we go to look for it and we can't find it. So make sure you find your papers or credentials before you take the step to interview, or whatever it is that this represents for you in your life, the Emperor. Also, establish clear boundaries in your life. It looks as if you are either a strong influence, in a position of authority in your life, in your professional life, and also in some other people's life. You might be maybe a sweet person, or perhaps a teacher, someone, or you're going to be dealing with someone with authority. Could be from the interview. So then we move into the Hermit on your journey. You move into the Hermit from the Emperor. And the Hermit appears here, indicating a need for introspection and a little solitude. Take a step back. A lot of stuff is going on. Take a step back. Is all that is saying. It suggests that you are seeking answers within yourself. This is part of the growth process, right? And maybe you might be withdrawing a little bit and reflecting, to gain some clarity. And that's okay. Okay? And from the Hermit, you have the Tower. The Tower signifies sudden change. Could be from if you're moving on to a new career, a job interview, new business, whatever that is, however that materializes in your life. It suggests sudden change, upheaval, or a revelation. Something pops into your head. It suggests you're experiencing a transformation. Tower doesn't necessarily mean, it means an end from one phase, but it also signifies a beginning. Sometimes it suggests that it's an ending that can shake your foundation, or your beliefs, or life circumstances. Major shifts is necessary for growth. Know this. And I think your last reading, it's possible some people might have some endings in your life. So this can also, the Tower can represent this, but this is a money reading. So this can stem from your Emperor, which is new beginnings. So from your new beginnings, or the ending of the last phase in your life, and you're moving on to something new now, then you have your Knight of Pentacles, right? Remember, these cards represent a journey. This is your money journey here. You move into a period, ending of one phase into another, into your period of abundance. Remember, in your general reading, you had the 10 of Pentacles. Here's the 9. 9, it represents achievement. It's time to appreciate your stability and comfort you've created. Your abundance. Again, abundance. Abundance is coming, Capricorn. I'm telling you, it's coming. However it manifests in your life, it's coming. You deserve it. 16 years of brutality from Pluto. You deserve it. So self-sufficiency, abundance. You'll create that. You'll enjoy the fruits. You need to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Do not feel guilty. You worked hard for it. It was a long and hard, bloody journey, and you deserve it. You know, the level of independence that you're going to achieve, the much needed peace, however that materializes. You know, we all are looking for some kind of peace in our lives. So the peace you've longed for. And finally, you have the Page of Cups. This is where you're going to end up. The Page of Cups suggests a new beginning, a new emotional journey. It also signifies in a money reading creativity and a willingness to explore new territories. So you can be also expanding your business. Again, it could be an increase in your money and also a promotion. Just follow your heart, and you. It also represents emotion, but you're going to feel a sense of peace, a sense of happiness, a sense of, you're going to feel something that you haven't felt in a long time, where everything is just silent. Like you one day it's just going to occur to you and you're going to be like, wait a minute, I feel it. That sense of relief, right? So follow your heart there and embrace the unknown. Again, this is self-reflection. All these cards together, it represents self-reflection and transformation on your journey. It also, says take a leap of faith, try something new, build your stable foundation. You're building your stable foundation for the future. It might be, we might have some bumps, a little turbulence, but that's okay. But it also, at the end, it leads to growth and discovery. Okay, that is your money reading, Capricorn. Now we're moving on to love. Oops. Oh, shucks. I dropped some of these. Okay. Wow. Okay. The Lovers is the first card. Your first card in your love reading. The Empress. The Hierophant. The Three of Cups. Wow. The Star. Strength. And the Seven of Swords. All right, we'll address the Lovers. This is your love journey. So the Lovers represents choices that you may have in your life, in a relationship. the lovers represents a union of opposing energies. Love and relationships in our lives could be with even could mean good strong family bonds. Also, the lovers also suggests you have significant decisions to make. You've arrived at a crossroads in your life. Remember, you have your goals, you're moving on through life, then you find someone, they're on their journey with their goals, and you're in love, the other person falls in love, but guess what? Your goals count as, right? They're going one way, you're going the other way, and now you're like, oh shucks, I'm at a crossroads. What do I do? So, and this impacts your life because it impacts your journey. Believe it or not, a lot of people have altered their entire timeline just for love. It turns out good, turns out bad, and then we start regretting, like, God, so much time has passed, right? So when you arrive at your crossroads, think about it. Think about it with your significant other. Think about your goals in your life and how you can compromise, because this is what this is saying too. You're going to come to a point where you might have to compromise, and you may have to either accomplish your goals at a later time. It could slow you down, or you may have to alter it. You know, this choice might, it may or may not align with your values, but only you can decide that. Matters of the heart can move people. I've seen people change perspectives just because they're in love now, right? And they're in love with someone and they've changed their point of view. So make sure that it aligns, your personal path aligns with this. Oh, compromise. So this is what this means. This is your crossroads in love. So from there, you'll move on to the Empress, depending on your decisions, because this is your crossroads. Your crossroads can change all of this. Just depicts the current path that you're on right now. If this alters, this changes, okay? But this represents a path. That's all this is. If you have seen any of my readings, I will say you have point A to point B is set in stone. All this is, it represents the journey to getting from here to there. But some people don't make it to point B or their point C or their point D. It all depends on your decisions. Okay, the journey you can change, but where you're going to end up may not. Okay. So you'll arrive at the end, the Empress, on your journey, your current journey, following the Lovers. It brings an abundance of nurturing energy, fertility, and creativity. So if you don't plan on being pregnant or being a mom or becoming a father anytime soon, I suggest you be very careful. Be very careful here. Okay? And this card indicates that you're in a phase where you can tap into your inner resource to manifest your desires. So if you're on a journey and you're doing manifestation, you're on a good journey. You'll be able to manifest whatever it is that you want from your lovers. Summon from your lover's card in your relationship. Okay? So embrace your femininity. Yes, fellas, this is for you too, or your masculinity. It doesn't necessarily mean, or however it manifests in your life. in the spiritual realm, there's no time and there's no gender. Okay? It's not how the universe works. So it also tells you to embrace your intuition and enjoy the beauty of nature, enjoy the beauty of the relationship. And from there you move on to the Hierophant, which is appearing next on in your journeys. It's telling you structure, adhere to your structure, tradition, and spiritual guidance. It implies that you're seeking advice. You're going to be seeking advice from a mentor, perhaps someone older you need to confide in. Could be for that you're confused now, right? Because you're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads in your life, and that decision can impact the outcome of your entire life. You could be joining a group discussion of some sort, discussing, maybe just contemplating a wedding, because I believe that it's on your journey, contemplating how this thing is going to take place. Religion, perhaps you might be two different religions and trying to figure out how are you going to tie the knot, which ceremony you're going to, but I think you might end up doing both somehow. You may end up doing both. So the person you're going to talk to is in a position of authority, parent, someone's older. Maybe your therapist if you have one. Whoever it is has their ducks in a row. Or, you know what? This person can actually be your person too. I'm actually seeing that for some of you. Like this person of authority that's what the discussion is about. This person has their ducks in a row. They're financially strong also. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this person is grounding, and although they're focused and is strong-headed, they are very flexible with you, with what you want. That's really nice. You need this, Capricorn. It's grounding. It's going to ground you. And once you accept your Hierophant, you're moving into your Three of Cups, which is celebration. Oh my God. Look at that. And, which is a celebration, a friendship, emotional fulfillment. Who's getting married? Time of joy. Wow. And camaraderie. That's amazing. You're surrounded by, yes, you're surrounded by supportive friends and family that shares your happiness. See? Oops. Sorry. I had to change my camera eventually. But here we are, right? The card encourages for you to also express your gratitude to the people around you, your support, your emotional support. They may also support you financially in some way too, but express your gratitude and participate in social gatherings too, because Capricorn, on your journey with money, you are focused on your money. And sometimes you forget about other people, or sometimes you just don't want to deal But let people know that you acknowledge them there and that they're on your mind. This is first, I say this is because I think this is a long term. I know some of you Capricorns want love. You say I want love, but would much rather be making bank, be making those dollars. Anyway, moving on along. You have the Star. Following the Three of Cups, this brings in hope. Hope the future is bright, right? Inspiration, creativity, and renewal. You are aligned with your dreams and your goals. And that the universe is conspiring to help you achieve them. Wow. That's amazing, Capricorn. It's also a time of healing, right? The stars also suggest a time of healing for some of you, and trust in your future. After 16 years of hell, you need healing, Capricorn. And from the star on your journey, you move into strength, which is appearing next, which is courage, grace, an ability to face challenges with grace. It indicates that you possess inner strength, the inner strength to overcome obstacles, no matter what they are. You think fast on your feet, and you can overcome anything. But the only thing that issue that you have, Capricorn, is that negative thinking. Sometimes you have to please get past it. You have to maintain harmony in your life. This card is telling you, it's giving you encouragement to tap into your resilience. And finally, you move into the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is like a warning. It's caution. Because sometimes when we, certain things are going really well in our life, sometimes we get a little reckless, maybe not dotting the I's, crossing the T's type of thing. Do things before thinking. Just be strategic to achieve your goals. Might be a little deception there too. And a little confusion. Be careful with miscommunication also, okay? You see here, be careful with miscommunication. Try to, if you, when you talk to other people, sometimes we know what we're saying, but the way we're saying it to other people, they may not understand. Sometimes we have to clarify. And then sometimes some Capricorns over communicate, and then some of them are just short and they're like, look, if you don't understand, I don't know what to tell you. That's your problem. No, that's not the right approach. Okay? Just be careful here and consider your actions thoroughly while communicating. So this is your journey in love. It could be, with your significant person, significant other, just try to talk. And if you can't talk, write an email. You know, if you can't express yourself correctly or in a way that the other person understands, write it down if you can. Okay, so these cards in your love reading together, again, depicts a personal growth, emotional growth, fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. It encourages you also to trust your instincts. Seek guidance when needed. And maintain a positive outlook. Okay, life is not perfect. We know that, right? We see what's going on in the world today. It's not perfect, but we can make it as perfect as we can. The presence of both nurturing and strategic elements here suggests that you can achieve your goals because you have the inner strength to do so. But balance your intuition with and also be practical. Okay, don't be practical on what you can achieve. Okay, I'm not saying don't shoot for the moon, but presently achieve what is within your ability, because these are just stepping stones, right? Like I said, it's a journey. We take steps to our ultimate, to the moon. So this is your journey, say, right? So baby steps. Don't skip over things that needs to be achieved, so you don't have to go now, so you don't have to go back, which is regressing, you know, to have to do it. Only good things ahead for you, Capricorn. You may have a few bumps along the way, but stay focused and remember as much as you can. Remember as much as you want to save the world. Your decisions will affect everyone around you, okay? Thank you, everyone. That's your reading, Capricorn. Thank you for November 2025. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. If this reading touched you, please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you can. And send it to someone who needs to hear this message. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.